Well, in terms of Doctor Who merchandise or Dalek merchandise well actually Doctor Who merchandise in general, what is my favourite? It's these big boys here. These are the 18-inch range of character options Daleks. This one here is voice interactive. This is the Supreme, which is just radio controlled. You can see I've got one sealed up right there. There's also a Dalek Sec variant which I don't have, and there's a reason, there's a very logical reason. These things are bloody expensive. They were expensive when they were new. They actually retailed for £100 each, and actually I was able to get this one was around £70 on eBay. And so was that sealed up one there. So, you know. And these were actually to replace the original ones that I have, because I actually have this one and this one. However, they did unfortunately meet their end and stop working. So, yeah, I'm glad I've got these now. And both of these did actually require some repairing. So, if you are trying to find one, then just be aware of that. If we just move that way a bit. But yeah, these are really nice, and we'll go through the detail of them right now. So yeah, let's start with the standard bronze. Now this one is actually an assault Dalek. I'll show you the assault arm later on, but basically you can just remove the plungers or whatever weaponry they come with, just like your standard 12-inch RC ones. But you can see there the eye is much larger, and the reason that they're clear is because this Dalek, I'm not sure, I don't think the Supreme has this, but this one, the eye can go red when the Dalek is getting frustrated. For example, if it can't carry out its orders, or if it takes a while to do so, the eye will actually turn red and the Dalek will get angry, basically. But you can see, even on if we take a look at the eye here, you can even see that this was the first time we actually had the actual grooves sculpted into the eye stalk. This came out in 2007, by the way. So you can see the little grooves in there, and you can see the ID there. We've got all the panelling on the sides, and the only time on the bronze Daleks we have the little indents sculpted in. This was again the first time. These came out in late 2007, just in time for Christmas. And if we just take a look at the top, you can see you've got a little indent on the top. You only get on the voice interactive ones, not the Supreme. So I'm assuming that this is probably the microphone, maybe, I don't know. But it's definitely some sort of sensor. You can see we've got all the grills with the bolts, details and that. They are very nicely detailed. These are, in terms of Daleks, these are the best detailed toys that have ever been released by a character, just because obviously you're working with a larger 18-inch scale. You know, you've got more room. You can see all the panels around there, and the gun, which is actually not bent for once. It's nice and straight. It's made of a slightly harder plastic, and it's got an LED in it as well that lights up when the Dalek is exterminating something. I've got the plunger here. You can see the little detail on the inside, and the base. This Dalek is actually correctly proportioned. You know, this is when character finally had a Dalek for the first time to actually measure it, so that they could get the correct proportions. So you can see the hemispheres are correctly proportioned, and this was also the first time they got the colour of the base correct, in it's being black. And you can see they've still painted the screws on there silver. It goes all the way around to the back as well. But interesting, sorry, these Daleks were actually used on screen. They actually used them in Day of the Doctor, and they actually had some specially made and ordered For subsequent Dalek stories such as Into the Dalek, character actually had a modified version where I think they just mainly just removed these bits here and gave it a more metallic paint job, I think. Other than that, that's it. So technically characters do still have the molds for these, and they can still be making them if they want to. I would be happy for going the voice interactive feature, if we did get a re-release of it just as an RC Dalek. I would be very, very happy with this. Obviously, you probably couldn't get it, the voice interactive feature done again, because probably the computer chips that they use inside of this probably no longer exist, and they'd probably have to use something else. But you could still re-release it as a basic RC Dalek. That would be, who wouldn't want one of them? I know a lot of people would really, really love to have one of these. Just because, if anything else, they're really nice models. I see a lot of people buy just broken ones that don't work just because they're still a really nice model and they are really large. Now, we'll turn to features in a moment. For now, we'll focus on the Supreme Dalek, who this came out late 2008, and this was exclusive to Tesco, of all places. Yes, remember when you got Doctor Who exclusive stuff at Tesco? Well, this was a Tesco exclusive. Now, before we take a look at the Dalek itself, we'll take a quick look at the box. There. That's my microwave beeping. You can see it says Radio Control Supreme Dalek. You've got a picture there, and you can see the Dalek displayed nicely in here. This is actually in a massive plastic sort of box, whereas the original was released in a cardboard box, much to the same style as they're releasing Daleks today, such as the B&M exclusive one. You can see here you got 10 Supreme Dalek phrases, but you actually technically get 11 because you also get the extermination sound effect. However, they don't count that as a Supreme Dalek phrase because it isn't. I'll explain why in a minute. But you can see here you've got features in that. Nice, lovely big picture on the back. And with the information about the Supreme Dalek just there, if I zoom in on it. There you go, you can read it in that. Yeah, the reason I picked this up is because I saw it going, I got it for about, I think 50, 60, 70 pounds, somewhere along those lines, I don't know. It was, I think March or something earlier this year that I got this one, and the reason is because my one had started to see a few issues. The eye wasn't lighting up properly anymore, there was a few issues, so I got this one. And I decided not to open it, and I'm glad I didn't, because I ended up getting this one very recently. You may have seen the unboxing on this one, but basically it took me about 3 hours to get him working again, but he cost me £5 plus £13 delivery. He didn't come with a remote either, but he did need quite a bit of restoration to him, but I did manage to get him working. But basically, you can see all the detail there. This one is just essentially a larger version, whereas with the Bronze Dalek that was something, that start from the ground up, whereas this one, the 5-inch and the 12-inch ones were actually really accurate and correctly proportioned, so all they've done is basically just enlarged it. You can see the Supreme Dalek ID just there. You can see all the panelling detail, same as this except painted red, but then you've got the larger dome lights on top. You got all three of them, and they are different dome lights. They have 3 struts on there, whereas a regular Dalek has 4 struts, and you can see all the neck bing section here, with the larger rings around here jutting out, and they are different sizes. One is larger than the other. And these 3 things, I don't know what the hell they are. Has anyone figured out what these are supposed to be? I think it's just to make it look different and make it look cool. I really do like this design of Supreme Dalek. in terms of Supreme Daleks, I think this possibly may be my favourite. It's either my favourite or second favourite. It's between this one and the Remembrance Supreme Dalek, but I really do like this one. I mean, this, you know, there's no confusing this for any other Dalek, you know, because that one, like, it's got bigs sticking out, and it's actually slightly taller than the bronze one, whereas the bronze one is 18 inch. This one is about 19, maybe 20 inches. It's between them two, between 19 and 20 inch because of the larger dome light bulb. So mainly this section of the neck here, if I can zoom in on it, this is the bit that makes the Dalek taller than the other one. You can even see the little gracing, which is red on there. You can see the little gracing on the inside. They've kept that little detail as well, which is really, really nice that they've paid that much attention to the detail on that they've got the little grating sculpted in on there. You can see the gun and the plunger are exactly the same. I'll have to skip that in boiling water to cut it slightly squished, but that's not an issue. And you can see the base here is the bronze hemispheres are actually slightly lighter. You can't tell this on camera, but they are slightly lighter than on the standard Dalek. They are a slightly lighter colour. Same with these sections here. If I just get them both, you maybe see it's slightly different. This is more of a gold, whereas that one's more of a bronze colour. You can see the base here is not a solid black, actually. It's more of a grey colour, although I believe that is correct. You can see you've got the bolting detail on that, all very nice, and with the eye as well. Up at the top there, you can see. This one could have been moulded in just blue plastic because I believe it doesn't have a red LED in there, and if it does, it doesn't do anything. But that one does have a red LED in there. So let's get on to features for these, because obviously they're voice interactive and radio controlled. So let's turn on the bronze one. You can see there I've just activated it into radio controlled mode. So if I just grab the remote, this is the remote. The Supreme Daleks is exactly the same, except it's red. You can see there we've got 4 sticks. This is because the 2 at the top are for moving the Dalek, and these 2 at the bottom are for the head and the eye stalk. We've only got the 1 button in the middle, which is a bit annoying, which means you have to press it for every Dalek phrase. You can't just skip to one. But you know, oh well. So let's hear him talk first, because these... said that really weirdly. This Dalek actually has different phrases. I know, it's a rarity. Normally they use that same chip that they used since 2005, but here we go. Helps if I turn the remote on.
We are the supreme beings.
You can see the lights at the top do light up. It's hard to see in the sunlight, but...
You will make a good Dalek. I must exterminate all other life forms.
And you can see there the little LED lit up. Now the Dalek doesn't actually just say exterminate, it says that whole sentence before exterminating. Yeah, which is a bit weird, but oh well.
I need orders. I obey. Orders received. Superior Dalek multi-spectrum scanning now engaged. This unit has identified the Doctor. Binary cardiovascular system detected. We are the supreme beings.
Okay, back to Starks, and you can use these toggle... Why did you move? I don't think I touched anything. Why did you move? That was a bit creepy. So yeah, this toggle here is for the eye stalk, so you can move it up and down. This is actually the first thing to go, actually. This one actually got stuck at one point. It got stuck when I moved it down, so anyone who has one of these, do not move the eye stalk all the way down, because they can get jammed really easily. Then I did manage to actually get it back onto its caster, by taking it apart, which is not an easy job, I can tell you. And this toggle here is to turn the dome. And that is probably the next thing to go. Whoop. Can I get it straight on? Okay, that's close enough to being straight. And the other two toggles are for the standard radio control function, so forward, back, side to side. He moves around like a tank, and actually the Supreme Dalek can actually move even faster than this one. I don't know why, but whatever it is with the Supreme Dalek, he can move around much faster than this one, and that's the case with all the ones I've owned. Always the Supreme Dalek is faster. I think it may be because the Supreme Dalek has less components inside him. He only has the radio controlled functionality, so maybe that makes it slightly... Is he? Yeah, the Supreme Dalek definitely feels a bit lighter. Slightly, not by much. Because he doesn't have all the computer chips and that in him, so maybe he is a tiny bit lighter, I don't know. But he does move around a bit faster. And I'll quickly show you the voice interactive feature. I won't go through it all because there are loads, but you can tell the Dalek, say, to follow you, or to seek and locate the Doctor, along with a variety of other things. Half of them I can't remember because I don't have the instructions for it. But I will tell you something quickly. There is a button just here, and that is not a try me button. That is actually, when you tap and hold down that button, a little green light will come on here, and that will immobilise the Dalek and stop it from moving around. Also, if you remove the eye, it'll say vision impaired, or if you remove the gun, it'll say weapons failure. So if we just turn him into that mode now, you can see the red as it boots up. And the microphone's actually...
Unit, status, 100% efficiency, awaiting input.
The microphones are actually omnidirectional, so depending on where I am, the Dalek will turn its head. So, for example...
Yes?
It actually heard me. Dalek! Dalek! Well,
I obey.
I didn't get...
Henry Banks engaged. The god of all Daleks.
I'll ask it. Dalek.
Yes?
Who is the Emperor?
No input.
I'm trying to remember what the phrases are, but you can see the green light is on because I don't want this to be moving around and crashing the camera. Dalek.
Yes?
Access data on Emperor Dalek.
Does not compute. Restate question.
Dalek.
Yes?
Who is the Emperor Dalek?
Does not compute.
Dalek.
Restate question.
Dalek.
Exterminate.
You can see the Dalek is now frustrated because you have... this is obviously early technology back in 2007, so the voice recognition isn't perfect and you've got to be precise, well on the dot on what you're asking. Dalek.
Yes?
Seek and destroy.
Does not compute.
Dalek.
Restate question.
Dalek. Dalek.
Yes?
I am the Doctor.
Dalek command override. This unit will not recognize inferior species as its masters. Exterminate.
Okay, I'll just put it back into... Ooh. Let's put the eye back down. I'm just going to quickly talk about maintenance for both of these Daleks. I'll show you the Supreme in a second. But in terms of maintenance, don't be afraid to use it. Because when you don't use... this goes for all radio-controlled Daleks. If you don't use them, then basically the motors and everything in them is basically going to lock up. You want to keep the grease inside there going. So I make it a rule of at least once a month I will just use this just to test it out for about 5 minutes, check the eyes working, check the dome's working, and check the wheels are working, to make sure that it is still working. Because if you don't, then they're going to sear up or lock it. Oh, I'm trying my best to try and explain this, but basically you don't want the grease to harden up on these, because that is when problems start. So basically you can keep on a shelf all you like, but just make sure to take it off every so often, put some batteries in them. And just to note, these things take a load of bloody batteries. The Dalek takes 4 AA batteries and 4 D batteries as well, just in the Dalek. The remote takes a 9-volt battery as well, so you need 3 different types of batteries to properly use one of these Daleks. So yeah, a bit of an issue there. We'll take a look at the Supreme. He is just radio controlled. I think the reason why he's just radio controlled is probably because they didn't have any room to put the sensors, or maybe it was because of the voice recognition not being particularly great. I mean, for the time it was revolutionary. Yeah, I mean, this... You can see his eye is slightly bright. I think the reason his eye may be slightly brighter is probably to do with the fact that it only has to house 1 LED, so maybe they can make it a large one, but let's hear his phrases first.
Maximum detonation. Initiate temporal prison. You will all be exterminated.
You can see all 3 Daleks light at the same time as well.
Now the Daleks are masters of Earth. Behold the might of the true Dalek race. We are beyond the Doctor's reach. The Doctor cannot stop us. Emergency, locate the TARDIS. Find the Doctor. The Daleks are masters of Earth. The Daleks are masters of Earth. Commence the landings. Bring the humans here. Exterminate!
Just show the light on that one is working. Notice the exterminate sound effect is just your standard Dalek sound effect. However, this voice chip was actually used in the 5-inch RC Supreme Dalek and the 12-inch one, so the voice chip is the same in that respect. However, it is nice to have some different phrases for once with the Dalek. You can see he still has the same motorised head. So that is all set. Same with that. And the button, he does still have the button on this, but it doesn't do anything at all. And if you can hear me, if you can just hear me clicking that, there is still a physical button in there, but it just doesn't do anything. So that's that with the Supreme Dalek. Really, really nice. Actually, you're more likely to get a Supreme Dalek that is in working order than one of these, just because this has more going on in it. This is basically just RC. But the same thing again, get it off the shelf every now and again, check that everything is working, and just make sure that is working. Again, the first thing to go is generally the eye, then followed by the head. They're generally the first things to go, so be careful with them. Don't just move them up and down a bit. Don't go to the extreme height or the extreme low angle, and that just basically, just take care of them. They are really nice. He takes the same batteries as the bronze one. Now, the Dalek Sec variant of this is basically just the bronze one, but in all black, as Dalek Sec is, and he has the same phrases as well. So, if you do find a Dalek Sec or are interested, the Dalek Sec is the same, just go all in black. If I do get a Dalek Sec, then I will do a second part to this review, just going over the few differences, but basically it's just a repaint, and the Dalek Sec was exclusive to Toys R Us at the time, and actually I remember seeing a picture of a Dalek Sec in its box, and it was reduced to £30. This was just a picture on Google Images, so yeah, these things which originally retailed from £100, the problem is, not that many people bought these, to be honest. Main thing was of their high retail price. They were very high, and also the fact of their massive size as well may have played a factor into it. But yeah, because even a lot of casual got two fans, got the 12-inch ones, and I think since a lot of people probably had the 12-inch ones, they thought, well, it's just basically a bigger version, but it's not. It has a lot of different things going for it. Because I remember people who were only casual Doctor Who fans at my, let's see, 2007, I would have been in my final year of first school. I remember quite a few people did have the 12-inch one, either, a standard bronze or Dalek set was generally, but I was the only one who ever got the 18-inch one. So, yeah, that is another reason why they are so expensive, because they are collector's piece, and that the Supreme Dalek there, brand new in the box, can go for around £300, which, is another reason why they are collector's items today. But let me just stop everything now, because I haven't shown you the Assault Dalek arm, so I'll quickly go and do that. Alright, so here it is. This is the Assault Dalek arm, and unlike the 12-inch version, they've actually painted the actual, circular bulb section, the spherical section, a different colour. On the 5-inch one they also did this, but on the 12-inch one it was all moulded in one colour. But you can see this one has the most amount of detail out of all of them. You can see here the wires are painted black. You can see you've got all the bolts around the side, and in the middle this part is painted silver. I don't know whether it was silver or not, because the only time you see it on screen has got a flame going out of it. But the cool thing about this is that these can all be pulled out like that. So that looks really good like that, so you can have it at different angles. You've got either fully open or mostly open, and then you've got closed, and swap it, pull off this and put that on. Now this was not included, and that at the time you could either get the Assault Dalek or you could get the standard one. I don't know if the Assault Dalek was an exclusive to anywhere. I can't remember if it was or wasn't. If it was, please tell me in the comments, because I don't know if it was or wasn't. But but the problem with this is that it is very top heavy, this section, and if your Dalek had a looser ball joint, it would actually make it drop, because I did try it on the one that I've got where the eye doesn't work, and the ball joint on that one was looser than it was on this one, and actually kept making it drop because it is top heavy. But yeah, also the Assault Dalek, as I said, has the different tag on. I think the only difference is it's flipped up the other way. I think that's the only difference. I can't remember. But yeah, basically that is that. So there are 3 variants to get: Assault, Standard Bronze, Dalek Sec and this one. However, the Assault and the Bronze are basically the same, just via the clone, different ID on there. But I actually have 2 of these claws, and that's. But yeah, that's basically that. But basically, if anyone gets annoyed with a character, please tell them, please re-release one of these. I don't care which one it is. Obviously, it would be nice to have the standard bronze one release. Even if it's without the radio control function, even if it's still got these holes on there, but they don't do anything, and that doesn't matter. Everyone will be every Doctor Who fan will be thrilled to have these. Every collector, because I don't know of a Doctor Who collector who doesn't want one of these. Either they've got one, or they want one, basically. And it would be nice, and it would mean that we could have an updated one, because obviously this one 10 years old this year. This one will be 10 years old in 2018, from when they came out. So, and they are a lot harder to maintain than the 12-inch ones, because there's a lot more that can go wrong with these. Which is why it would be nice just to have a re-release, even if it was just for parks, because they are just so nice. They are my favourite Doctor Who piece of merchandise of all time. These are. This is my favourite radio control Dalek, my favourite Dalek toy, my favourite Doctor Who toy or piece of merchandise. These are my favourite because they're just so nice. I can't stop praising how good they are. Is there anything wrong with them? Seriously, I can't find anything wrong with them, apart from the fact that they do tend to break, sometimes just of their own accord, or break fairly easily. They are so good, and they are rock solid. They are solidly built, and they actually, they are heavy as well. They feel really, really high quality, and the fact that they were high quality enough to actually use in the show, and I personally couldn't tell a difference. To be honest, that they are so good that that they can actually pass off as an actual thing if you built a smaller set. Yeah, they are that good. So if you can, obviously, am I recommending this? Damn right I am. You can. I'm not saying you can't find them. You can definitely find them out there. They are available. However, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg for them, basically. And whether this video actually makes the price on them go up or not, I don't know. More people want them, but or go down because more people want. I don't know. But please, character, please one day release them. I don't care if they're. I don't care. What the price is on them. There you go, character. Release them for whatever money you want. Even if you have to special order them or something, please release them again. I will buy them, and I guarantee a lot of other people will buy them, even if they are higher price tag. Even if they're 150 odd quid or something. Obviously, don't go. If you do release them, make it around 150 or lower. Lower would be nicer. I remember the Supreme Dalek actually got reduced to £50 at Tesco fairly quickly, actually. But if you release them for £100, they will fly off the shelves. I can pretty much guarantee if you release them for £100, they will fly off the shelves from collectors buying them, and that's it. And you know what, character? I'm speaking to character a lot on this. If you do re-release, the bronze one or the Supreme one, if you re-release the bronze one for £100, whether it's a retail release or an exclusive to somewhere, if you release it for around £100 or something, I will buy 3 of them. or more. There you go. That's what I'll do. So, you're getting at least 3 from me. You'll probably get 3 from other people. But anyway, it's been a long enough review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.